Welcome back. Today I'm talking about dating with disabilities. So, my dog is growling at me because I'm not playing with her. But she could sit and be in the video with me. No. So, there's already things that come with being disabled, and obviously this is a generalization. This is what it's like with me. People with other abilities and disabilities are all going to be different. Okay? But with something like mine, so I have dysautonomia and I have a pacemaker that doesn't help me, and basically my brain stops sending signals to the rest of my body. So sometimes I collapse, sometimes I'm really fatigued, lots of different things. So that can make it really hard. And it's not always an attractive quality, It sounds a little bit like Sleeping Beauty, but certainly not a Disney movie. So it's hard enough to get outside and, mingle or, so I don't really go to bars or anything like that. Not that I could drink too much anyway, because then that will make me sicker. So the only sort of options if you can't get out much, if you're like me, so I only work once a week and then I work with kids, so it's not like you can meet people in the office or anything like that. And I don't go to uni or anything anymore, so I don't meet people like that. I'm at home with my dogs. That's the majority of my life. So for people like that, we have online dating, which is really big now. But the thing is, with all of those apps and stuff like that, they're mainly pictures and sometimes a very short bio, and everything's very quick judgments of swiping right and left and blah, 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 and all that sort of stuff. So, we're in this sort of time where the people who will be on a lot of these apps and sort of that Tinder lifestyle, if you're only on there to hook up, and that's great if you want that. But if you're trying to actually date someone, it's really hard, because then the people who are open to us, the stuff, they're already out there. They're at the bars and the clubs and the parties and all that sort of crap. Or the libraries or the supermarkets. But if you can't get to them, the whole fish in the sea turns to like a bucket, So it can be hard. So when there's these pictures, you might look really good and you have all the angles and everything, and then there's suddenly a picture of you in a wheelchair or you using a cane, and they're like, don't know about that. So I had some people message me through these apps, and sometimes they use it as like a fetish. They have a thing for wheelchairs, which I'm not a thing. I'm a person. And the thing is, people have lots of fetishes and you can be into whatever you want to be into, but I'm not a thing. Okay. And then there was another guy who was also disabled, and he seemed to just be, actually there's a couple of them that were also disabled, and they were interested in making a statement of what it would look like if we both, I was going to say walked, couldn't walk, both rolled into a cafe somewhere, and they'd have to move the chairs for us because we couldn't fit in anywhere. So it would all be about making a statement. And I'm all for making a statement in ways of, opening people's eyes that they're not aware, say that, their business is not accessible for people with disabilities. But, I'm on here to meet someone nice to have coffees with, not to get into politics. So, yeah. And then there was one guy who told me, he was asking me, why I'm using a chair. I'm like, oh, I'm disabled, but, I can get up and walk and still have sex and all that sort of stuff. And they're like, don't use that word. It's a terrible word. It's a label that I'm calling myself. I'm not calling you something. I'm not saying you're or whatever. Then that can be mean. Then you can say, look, I don't like that. But it was really hard to find what was wrong with me, what I had to go through to finally get diagnosed with everything. And I'm still struggling with all that sort of stuff, because there's still stuff that I don't know why things are happening like that. So it's like I'm quite proud to finally have a name for that, for a label. I'm disabled, and you know, that's fine. It's not a bad word. It's just a label. If you don't want to call yourself that, that's fine. But I'm calling myself that. So yeah, and yeah, send me paragraphs of why I shouldn't use that word. I'm thinking, oh my God, just block, you know. So if you actually get through all of that crap, and you know, it's hard for me anyway, because I think I've mentioned it on my videos before that I'm a demisexual, so I have to get to know someone first before I can feel sexually attracted to them, because otherwise it's just like, you know. So getting through all that crap with the pictures and swiping and stuff, it takes its toll. But eventually, if you get through that and you find somebody and you get along, well, the government's not going to allow it. So disabled people pretty much can't get married, if you didn't know this, in Australia. So you can't, well, sorry, not even married, just having a relationship. You can have casual dates and sleep around. That's fine. Government's fine with that. But if you get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, oh no, they'll take away your pension. Now, they won't take away the whole thing, but they certainly take away most of it. And I don't know if you'll be like me or not, but I'm on like 12 different types of drugs, and one of them's about $300 every couple of weeks. So, you know, I can't afford for them to be taking 80% of my money away just because I have a boyfriend. It's like, what, you think he's going to pay for all that stuff? He's got his own crap to deal with, you know, my hypothetical boyfriend. My dress model over there. But yeah, so you can't do it. You certainly can't get married. So what do? You have to stay single and die and live in the corner. And that's basically what society wants of us. They want us to either get better or die. There's no, oh, so you're still sick. Oh, well. And then they move on with their life. So it can be hard. So I'm glad that in Australia now we finally have marriage equality for people who want to marry with the same-sex marriage, which I'm so glad for, because why not? Just let people marry who they want to marry, you know. But we don't truly have marriage equality, you know, because if disabled people can't get married without losing their livelihood, you know, without my pension, I would die. I would actually die. I couldn't afford my appointments, my medicines. I would die. So I have to choose between surviving or possibly finding love. Does that seem fair to you? So yeah, can be very, very hard. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, tell me your thoughts on this, if you're disabled or if you have history with any of this sort of stuff. It can be really difficult. And, you know, it can be great and work out really, really great. But it's hard. It's certainly hard. So, you know, there's a lot of creeps out there. Whether you're disabled or not, there's a lot of creeps. So I know I'm certainly scared when I do go out normally, because I've been assaulted a couple of times. But now that I'm more sick and I look more vulnerable, it's a lot scarier. So, you know, kudos to people who do go out and try and meet people and have fun. You know, I just want to meet people to be friends with too. But yes, write to your local politicians and things saying we still don't have marriage equality and disabled people should be allowed to marry. They should be allowed to have a life and afford the medication that they need and find love. Oh my God, what a concept. Then life will finally be a Disney movie.